So in this video we're going to look at washout or engraving or channeling using Eurosystems OptiScout 9 for our Engrave J-cut cutter. So the very first thing I need to do is open OptiScout Production 9 and then bring in a job that's applicable to this sort of action. So I'm going to File Import, I'm going to go to my jobs, going to open this one. So what I'd like it to do is on the router, I'd like to cut the circle out fully, but then I'd like to just cut all of the interior of the cross out, but only down to about 6mm, for example, if this was on 10mm Fomex. So I need to set that up in here. So to do that, I'm going to click on the cross. So first of all, you may have noticed I clicked off and then clicked on. Now, if you can't click on just one item in here, then you may need to break the combination. So if I select everything, right click, I can either go to combine, and then I can go break combination, and that will allow me then to select part of the job. Then I'm going to go up to here, I'm going to go to engraving. That's going to open up our engraving section of our software. So milling mode. Clear out using island fill or clear out using hatch fill. They're the two main ones that we use. So hatch fill is going to basically do in lines. So you'll see on the preview, it's going to go up and down the job, and that's it. So that's super quick, but the quality might not be as good. It's great if you're just clearing out material, so you can put an inlay in there because it doesn't matter what it looks like underneath. If you use island fill, it's a bit slower, but it can be a bit higher quality than the hatch fill. Then we're going to set our tool diameter. I'm going to use a 6mm router bit for this, so it's important that we set that diameter in here. That's then going to define how far apart those lines are in our job. So then we've got path adjustment. Now the path adjustment, if I uncheck that, you'll see is this outside line here. Now that outside line is actually going to clear up the edges of that of those hatch lines for us. So it means you don't get a jagged edge around the outside. Now what's really cool about the path adjustment is I can actually assign it to a different layer. So if I wanted to do 6mm round on the interior bit, but then put a 3mm bit around the outside to keep those corners nice and sharp, I could do that in here. I'm going to put them all on the same layer. So wash is the one that I'm going to choose. Now this one here is for the actual inlay. So this is this red section here. Now I'm not going to do an inlay on this one, so I'm going to turn that one off. Then we have our hatch fill section. So again, on the same layer, wash. We have our overlap. So this is how much these lines are going to overlap. So at the moment, these won't be 6mm apart. These will be 6mm less 30% or 1.8mm. I can increase that or lower it however much I want. Then I'm going to leave these ones as they are, but I'm also going to tell it to delete the original. That means it's going to get rid of that original line, so it's not just going to cut that out as well. Then I'm going to press OK, and you'll see that's now set up perfectly. Now all I need to do is set up my two layers. So I've got now a wash layer and a cut layer. I need to ensure that the wash layer is on top of the cut layer so that that's done first before the cut. So I'm going to set this up manually. So I'm going to go to, because I'm in not define, so I'm going to go to default, down to router multipass with tool changer, and then click on my settings. Now in the settings, I need to choose then my standard tool setup. So tool position 1 to 8. So I'm going to be using my 6mm bit for this, and I know that's in position 3 in my automatic tool changer. I said that I'm going to be doing this on 10mm Fomex, so I'm going to go for about 40,000 RPM. I'm going to go for a rapid speed of 1,000, keep it nice and quick, how fast it's going when it's not cutting. And then the speed down, I'm going to have down at about 60. Lift and lowering, I might go for 100 on this, it's fairly soft material. Position up, now it's 10mm material, so it obviously needs to be higher than 5, so I'm going to go for 20 to keep it out of the way. Material thickness is 10mm. I don't want to do a full milling depth of the whole 10 mil. I wanted to go 6 mil down. So I'm going to go 6 mil as my maximum depth that I want to go in that 10 mil. Then I've got maximum depths per pass. Now, because this is a 6 mil router bit, I can actually do the full 6 mil in one. So I'm just going to put 6, and that's just going to do one pass. If I was to put 4 mil in there, it will do a 4 mil pass and a 2 mil pass. Depth for the last pass, I don't need any depth because it's not cutting all the way out. I don't need to add any more depth because, again, it's not cutting all the way out. Then we've got dynamic tool diameter compensation. So we need to turn this one off when we're doing a washout like this. The reason being is because the tool compensation is going to work out where that router bit's going to go on the outside of this line. However, the washout tool or the engraving tool that we've just used has done all that sort of calculation for us already. So that needs to be unchecked, else it will basically interfere with those results. The same on the next one down as well for the open objects. Then we're going to set our tool diameter. So that's going to be 6 mil as per usual. Now we can leave the outside inside as they are. It doesn't make any difference now. Milling orientation we can leave as it is. We don't need to worry about start tool path, cleaning paths, or any bridges. So that's all ready to go. So you'll see the note here, it is actually telling us that we need to make sure that that compensation is off, which is great. Then we're going to do the same for our cut layer. So I'm going to choose router multipass with tool changer. And we're going to set that one up as per usual. So again, 6 mil, I'm going to go for 45,000 on this one because we're going to be cutting it all the way through. 1,000 on the rapid speed. Speed down of 60 again is fine. That's our cutting speed. 100 would be fine. Again, we're going to be 20 mil above. Material thickness of 10. This time milling depth of 10 because I want to go all the way through it. Max depth per pass, I might as well leave it on 5 because we've got to do 2 passes because we can't do all in one with the 6 mil router bit. I'm not going to add any extra depth on the last pass. I'm not going to change any down position offset. I don't need any more depth. Now this time we're going to have dynamic tool diameter compensation on. And I'm going to set that to 6 mil. It's going to go on the outside of the circle. And we don't need to do any tool paths or cleaning passes, and we don't need bridges on there. And that's it. So I'm going to press OK. So that job is now set up, ready to do a washout or engrave and a cut line using Eurosystems OptiScout Production 9.